Hey, thanks for joining me. It's good to see you again, especially after our time at the beach. The purpose of our time together is to give a big picture and also some starting details about your work as a quantum learning practitioner this school year in 2025. So how we'll approach this is we'll take a look at what is it what is this journey that you're on? And as you're on this journey, then what are you to do throughout this year? All right, let's get started. We'll start by sharing. Well, welcome to Quantum Learning 2025. Heroes. For thousands of years, humans have created heroes, figures who inspire us to do more and challenge us to be more. Heroes come in all shapes and sizes, genders and races, and represent a diverse range of gifts and talents and abilities. They capture our attention and stretch our imagination of what it means to be fully human. We connect with heroes because, in many ways, they are us. They represent what's possible when we rise above the ordinary and embrace the extraordinary. We've all had heroes in our lives. They seem to show up when we need them the most. So take a moment. Who were your heroes when you were a child? Maybe in primary school. What about as a teen in secondary school? And what drew you to these heroes? Maybe it was their appearance or their personality. Maybe it was their abilities or even their character. Who would you say inspires you now? Remember, we connect with heroes because, in many ways, they are us. They represent what's possible when we rise above the ordinary and embrace the extraordinary. Every hero throughout history became a hero. None were born that way. They were shaped by courage in moments of fear, belief in the face of doubt, and persistence despite setbacks and failures. You are a hero in the making. All heroes embark on what's called a quest. They set out in pursuit of something meaningful. You are also on a quest. Your quest is to create a QL infused classroom, a classroom that's built on a strong foundation, saturated with an empowering atmosphere, bolstered by a supportive environment, and radiated with cognitive rich learning through intentional design and delivery. To create this QL infused classroom, you'll seek out, you'll explore, you'll embrace shifts in how you speak, how you think, and how you act. This quest invites you to answer the call to grow, to become something more, to become someone more. It demands your focus, your perseverance, and a relentless commit to excellence. Your quest unfolds through your everyday interactions, the interactions with your content, your students, even with your colleagues. So this year, you'll document your journey as a QL practitioner, as a narrative, as a story where you, the hero, faces challenges and achieves growth in your quest to create a QL infused classroom. Your narrative contains 4 parts. The call. The call is where we set your vision and cast predictions. Here you're going to identify potential obstacles and rewards. Part 2, your resources. You'll gather and be mindful of your QL knowledge and the strategies that you know. 3, your journey. You're going to reflect on the shifts occurring with you and your content, your students, and your colleagues. And 4, we'll wrap it all up in a section called conclusions. You can think of it as answering or completing this sentence. I have come to understand at a deeper level. So this quest that you're on, here's how you'll move through it. You'll be prompted with guide questions and statements. So you'll create a digital portfolio that chronicles your journey of creating and sustaining a QL-infused classroom. Now, to increase the meaningfulness and the impact of your portfolio entries, you'll use the brain's natural learning systems as lenses through which to see the shifts that occur in students, the shifts that occur between you and your students, and the shifts that occur within you. So welcome to 2025. It's time to take your quantum learning experience to a whole new level. This is your QL Heroes journey, and the adventure begins now. All right, let's take a look at this first part of your digital portfolio. There are 2 parts. And over the next couple of weeks, please focus your time, effort, energy, reflections, and your writing on part 1. And in part 1, it's about me or you, your call, and your resources. So we call digital portfolio part 1, me, my call, and my resources. Here's the template that we'll use. On the first slide of your digital portfolio, simply your name. You're a quantum learning hero. And then on this slide, you'll see that there are guide questions. Guide questions, sometimes there's guide statements. For example, in this About Me section of your digital portfolio, you'll answer questions. What do I value in my personal life? What's important to me? What do I believe about my gifts and talents? What are my interests, my passions, and or hobbies? And that's on the personal side of your life. Because you and I both know that teaching is not just professional, it's not just work, and it's clearly not a job. But we bring who we are to the work that we do. That's the personal side of About Me. On the professional side, here's some questions to guide you. What do I believe about the teaching and learning process? What do I value as a quantum learning teacher? What do I believe about students and their capacity to learn? Yeah, and not just your favorite students, every student. What do I believe about myself and my impact on my students? So you'll see here on this slide, you have your guide questions. On the next slide in your digital portfolio is the space for you to write. And you'll use those guide questions in the previous slide as a way of collecting your thoughts. Answer all the questions, answer each question in turn if you'd like, or put all those answers that you reflect on and pull it together in a few paragraphs. However you'd like to do that is totally up to you. The next part of the About Me section is your resume. So in each one of these circles, please, in the first one, what's your years of experience as a teacher? What are the year levels and subjects that you've taught? And then in the third circle, in your quantum learning distinguished school, what is your role as a QL member? What role are you? What's the function that you have now? That's the very first section of your digital portfolio, and it's called About Me or Me. The next part is the call or my call. We're going to do the call and the resources for each term. So let's back up for just a moment. This is it's a long year. It's a very long quest. It's a big journey. And we're going to take it in 3 segments: term 1, term 2, and term 3. So this is how we'll get started here in term 1 with the call. Again, there are guide questions, guide statements, perhaps. Here they are. What's calling me to be more as a quantum learning teacher? Is it creating a stronger foundation or an empowering atmosphere? Is it building even a more supportive environment? Or is it in the design and delivery of lessons at ever increasing and deeper levels? What will I do everything in my power to accomplish? So, in every hero, if you know about heroes' journeys, and nearly every great story and every great movie is about a hero. And that hero has a call on their life, something that is bigger than them, something that uh, it's personally meaningful and professionally satisfying. And so, as a QL hero, there's a call on your life. There is something outside of you that is saying to you, hey, here's the next level. Here's how we kick it up a notch. Here's how we just put it up just a little bit higher. Everybody's call is different. It's personal. It's meaningful to them. And for many of you in this quantum learning journey that we've been on for a number of years, every year you've noticed that there's this next call, this next beckoning, if you will, of your next level of play, your next level of understanding. Okay, with that as a backdrop, what will I do everything in my power to accomplish? What's my desire as a quantum learning teacher? What's my vision of myself? And let's just throw this one into what's the reward? Every hero isn't just in it because they just think quests are a whole lot of fun and I don't have anything else to do in my life. But heroes are actually after a reward. What is that reward for you? Who do I need to be or become to accomplish it? Now, I'm not sure if you've ever entertained questions like these before. And at first, you might think, I have no idea. Take a few breaths, find a quiet place, let these questions just roll around in you. And I think you'll be pleasantly and inspiringly surprised. There's a few other questions to entertain when we think about the call on us as quantum learning practitioners. What's the cost to me and my students should I fail? If I don't reach this level, if I don't keep striving for the extraordinary in the work that I do with my kids, there's a cost. There's a cost. If we just bail, if we decide not to do this, if we give up, what character traits will I need to demonstrate so that my vision becomes a reality? What's it going to take? Perseverance, grit, patience. grace. What will I, as the quantum learning practitioner, what will I have to sacrifice in order to create this QL infused classroom? What might get in the way? Most often for me, things that gets in the way, it's usually not other people. It's usually not time. It's usually not resources. We've talked about our personal internal narrative. Maybe that might get in your way. And if so, what is it? Just a few other questions. What part of the QL system do I want more infused in my classroom? How do I know this infusion is happening? What will I see? Or what do I see? What do I hear? What do I feel? So, in this part of fashioning this call, this vision for yourself in 2025 as a QL practitioner, you're going to play it out in your head, think it through as if you're living it. So, when this infusion is happening, what are you seeing? What are you hearing? What are the sounds of great learning and exploration and discovery? And then how are you feeling in the midst of it all? And then, as you know, as quantum learning is the orchestration of strong foundation, powering atmosphere, supportive environment, intentional design, and delivery. When all those things come together, it creates you know what to do. Yep, it creates a shift. You can do it with me. It creates a shift. So, what shifts do you expect to see, hear, and experience? And then you'll notice there's a slide, and you can add more slides if you'd like to. As you answer those questions, as you pull together, what is this call on you as a QL practitioner in 2025? My resources. Every hero has resources available to them. Some of it they just have as part of things that they've accumulated, if you will. Other heroes find the resources that they need along the way. All right, here's some guide questions. What knowledge do I possess related to this call? So whatever this vision is that's driving you forward, not driving, that's pulling you forward this year. What knowledge do you possess about this call, about quantum learning, about the quantum learning system? And if you're focusing on just a particular core component, what knowledge do you have about that? Yeah, it's okay to write it down. And it's okay to brag a bit. That's okay. What do I know? What do I need to know more about? What strategies do I know related to this call? And again, back to that personal internal narrative, that pin that we've talked about. What is or are the most useful mindsets for me to hold? Mindsets are my beliefs. Mindsets are the truth statements that I have about myself, about learning, about quantum learning. It's mindsets are our mental constructs. It's the way in which we view the work that we do. Who can celebrate with me? Yeah, that's a resource. People that you can pull together. Who can celebrate with you? Who can be the ear? Who can be the sounding board? Who can help me when I'm stuck or I'm frustrated or I want to give up? So, as we look at resources, this is the knowledge, the mindsets, the beliefs, the strategies, and the people that you're going to gather around you as you are on this journey. And again, there's place for you to record that information. Well, that does it for part one of your digital portfolio. I hope you're excited. Okay, I know this is different. And I know this is going to be a level of reflection that for many of us, just like, wow, I'm not sure if I've gone to these depths in my own thinking and my own questioning of myself, my own internal dialogue with myself. I'm not sure if you've been to this depth before. Some of you might find this quickly to be exhilarating. It's like, oh, this is great. Others use like, wow, this is going to be a stretch. And yes, it will be. But regardless of however this is striking you at the moment, what I do know is that this will require a level of self discipline. You'll need to task yourself, carve out the time that you need to answer these questions. Okay, well, that's all I have for you at this moment. You're just working on part one of your digital portfolio. When is it due? I know you're coming up on a very special holiday right now. So let's give this a couple of weeks. I'm not going to put a calendar date on it, but let's say sometime in the next 2.5 weeks, see how far you can get. In fact, see if you can go ahead and fill in all of those slides where you can record your thoughts and reflections. All right. I'm excited for you. I'm excited to hear how your journey is going. And I'm so excited about this next level of challenge for you as a QL practitioner. All right. I'll talk to you soon.